Hi, I'm David Compton. A trucker wanted for murder is taken down right in the middle of traffic. And a bridge that looks like a Jenga puzzle is deemed safe by officials.
Hi, I'm Craig Maltman. 3 trailers burned to the ground in a pallet fire in Illinois. And Wheaton Van Lines expands its network as it acquires Stevens Worldwide Van Lines.
Hi, I'm Jessica Rose. A trucking coalition pushes Congress for bigger twin trailers. And a slow roll in Indianapolis gets Black Smoke Matters up to speed. These are the stories we are covering along with our Cat Scale Rig of the Week on this edition of the Trucker News Channel.
Seminole County Sheriff's Office in Florida has arrested Alexander Rodriguez Miranda, a 44-year-old trucker, on a felony warrant for second-degree murder and conspiracy to traffic cocaine. Miranda had been wanted by Longwood police in connection with a 2018 murder outside a community in Orlando. Aerial footage shows armed officers apprehending Rodriguez Miranda wanted along Interstate 4, and Miranda's tractor had been seen traveling along I-4 when unmarked pickup trucks began to box the big rig in. The rig comes to a safe stop in the center lane, and heavily armed officers begin to move in with weapons drawn. Miranda can be seen opening the semi-door and immediately raising his hands in surrender. Rodriguez Miranda was booked into John E. Polk Correctional Facility in Seminole County, and an investigation into the murder of 38-year-old Richard Javier remains ongoing.
3 trailers burnt to a crisp in Aurora, Illinois, as a destructive fire started when an employee left hot plastic near a stack of pallets. The fire started around 2:30 p.m. at a plastic fabrication business called Poly USA Incorporated when an employee put a cardboard box filled with hot plastic right next to a stack of pallets. The employee attempted to cool the contents of the box with water, then he just left the area. Shortly thereafter, the box ignited, catching the pallets on fire. Another employee noticed the blaze in the rear storage area of the building and called 911. It took 32 firefighters battling this blaze for an hour to put out this fire. Thankfully, no one was injured, but the 3 trailers, the 2 storage tanks, and all the pallets were a total loss, resulting in about $150,000 in damage.
The Americans for Modern Transportation Coalition is continuing its effort to allow twin 33-foot trailers on the nation's highways, an increase from the current standard of 28 feet. In a letter to the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, Coalition Executive Director Randy Mullet claims years of underinvestment and a lack of attention to the nation's infrastructure have left American families in harm's way, spurred economic inefficiencies, and put undue stress on the environment. Increasing the twin trailers standard from 28 to 33 feet, the letter states Congress can modernize trucking equipment by leveraging technologies developed in the private sector, helping create the infrastructure of the future, all at no cost to taxpayers. We'll be right back after this message.
You're probably familiar with the puzzle game Jenga, where you stack small pieces of wood on top of each other to build a tower, with the game ending when the tower eventually topples over. Well, the Briggs Street Bridge that passes over I-80 in Joliet, Illinois, has been dubbed the Jenga Bridge because the 4 layers of wooden blocks that are being used to keep the structure's steel beams from collapsing under the weight of traffic. Illinois' transportation officials say that the bridge is in critical condition, but is still safe enough to drive on, even though it's being propped up by wooden cribbing. They have, however, put a 41-ton weight limit on the bridge. To make matters worse, a new Love's Travel Center right next to the bridge is opening its doors in the coming months. I think for now, I take the long way around.
A slow roll organized by Black Smoke Matters went off without a hitch in Indianapolis, Indiana recently, as a lead-up to the group's proposed April 12th nationwide trucker shutdown. Both the roll and the shutdown are meant to protest the mandated use of electronic logging devices, hours of service regulations, and the lack of sufficient safe parking for truckers. Indiana State Police say between 75 and 100 semis made 2 laps of the 50-mile loop around the city. The truckers abided by the law, stayed in the far right lane does not disrupt the normal flow of traffic, and overall, we're very courteous to other motorists on the interstate. We'll be following this story more as we get closer to the proposed April 12th shutdown.
This week's Catscale Rig of the Week goes to AJ Sahota. Growing up with a passion of driving, AJ started over the road in 2003. He purchased this Peterbilt and decided to become an owner-operator. The rig was originally black in color, but AJ overhauled the exterior with a green paint job and a heck of a lot of chrome. He now proudly drives on the West Coast hauling produce in California, Oregon, and Washington. When he's not on the road, AJ enjoys staying at home with his 2 kids. If you have a rig you'd like profiled here on the show, send us a video to rigoftheweek@thetrucker.com.
With Catscale's Weigh My Truck app, you can be in and out and back on the road in mere minutes. Simply register at weightmytruck.com and download the app to your smartphone. The more information you provide, such as company name, truck number, and trailer number, the faster your weighs will go, so be sure to include as much as possible. When you pull in, just line up on the scales, fire up the app, verify the information, and the cashier will take it from there.
At least 3 people were injured in a large-scale multi-vehicle crash on Nebraska's Interstate 80 during a recent storm. Hamilton County first received a 911 call that 2 semi-tractor trailers had crashed and jackknifed due to the bad weather, blocking eastbound traffic near mile marker 328. As officers traveled to the scene, additional vehicles struck the 2 trucks in a chain reaction. In total, 9 semis and 2 passenger vehicles were ultimately involved in the incident. I-80 was closed to eastbound traffic for about 3 hours while emergency crews worked the scene and cleared the road. The Nebraska State Patrol said within 24 hours after the storm began, troopers handled 166 motorist assists, responded to 30 crashes, and assisted other agencies with 17 incidents.
In a move to expand the Wheaton Van Lines network, Wheaton is acquiring Stevens Worldwide Van Lines. The deal is seen as a way to create capacity and growth for agents, drivers, and customers. Stevens traces its history way back to 1905 in Saginaw, Michigan, when founder Frederick Stevens Jr. used a horse and carriage to haul baggage from the Michigan Central Passenger Depot. This new partnership will immediately expand the capacity and capabilities of the 4 brands under the Wheaton Group umbrella. This is Wheaton's 3rd acquisition since 2012. When it acquired Beacon's Van Lines, and a year later Clark & Reed, making it the 4th largest van line group in the country. Wheaton Van Lines is partnered to approximately 400 Wheaton, Beacons, Stevens, and Clark & Reed agents nationwide. The United States military is one of the company's largest customers. Till next week, this is Craig Maltman.